Hi, Julian. Welcome again. Welcome back to the Let's Talk Melbourne podcast.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be back.
The last episode you did on the top 10 movies got a lot of good feedback. So I was like, you know what, we have to get Julian back. So thank you so much for doing this. Really, really appreciate it.
Sure thing, no worries at all. My pleasure.
Thank you. So today's episode is on Oscars. So before we kick on with the Oscar conversation, Julian, what does Oscars mean to you personally? Do you care? Is it something, it's a trivia thing, or do you pay attention?
You know what? When I was younger, I did kind of obsess over it, and I did think it was kind of like, this is the peak of cinema and all that kind of stuff. Of course, the older you get, the more you learn about the system and stuff and the industry. It's kind of, yeah, it is more now just like a bit of trivia. We always have our favorites that never even get recognized, or, something that we think was not that great gets best picture or something like that. So I mean it's all subjective, but yeah, I don't sort of cling on to it like I used to. But it's all great fun, and some people do get recognized fairly. So and as part of the industry, it's part of cinema, and it's all part of the package.
Exactly. I like the whole pageantry of it. And now it's almost become like a
Mm,
political campaign
yeah,
kind of thing, close to be.
yeah.
So, hey, one more quick question. Thoughts on the snubs for Barbie, for Margot Robbie in the Best Actress category and Greta Gerwig in the Director category? It's been the hot topic.
It is. It is a huge topic. You know what? I look personally. I thought Margot Robbie was great. I kind of thought that Ryan Gosling was a bit more of a pleasant surprise in his role. So for me, I wasn't so shocked or upset because I kind of thought that he stretched himself more as an actor in his role.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I was thinking more about him. But I mean, gosh, it's been such a huge achievement, a massive blockbuster. But I believe what isn't up for it's up for a bunch of awards anyway.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
sure if it gets Best Picture, is it up for Best Picture? Sorry, I
It
think
is
it
up for
is.
Best Picture, yes.
Yeah, well, she produced it, so she's.
So,
I
yeah.
think she's fine.
She's got a nomination. Yes, she has that.
Correct.
All
Yeah.
right. So what we're going to do today is that we're going to go to all of the above the line categories. So the four acting categories, two screenplay categories, best picture, best director. And then we can talk about who we think will win the award based on what we understand from the industry. And then we can talk about who we think should actually win the award. That'll be fun.
Love it. That's
You
fun.
happy with
Yeah.
that? Okay.
Yes.
So we'll start off with the screenplay categories. I'm looking right because I've got all the nominations so that I don't forget any names.
Yeah, I got
So
my
if you
notes.
look at, you've got your notes too. Yeah, it's hard. Like there's so many nominations. I can't.
Yeah.
All right. So let's do original screenplay first.
Sure thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So the nominees are Anatomy of a Fall, The
Mhm.
Holdovers, Maestro, May December, and Past Lives. Who do you think will win this category, Julian?
I think the holdovers will win.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Did you say original or adapted?
Or original screenplay. Original screenplay.
Original. Yep. Sorry. Yep. I was looking at
Yep.
my notes correctly then. Sorry. My bad. Yeah. The
Yeah.
holdovers. I think the holdovers will win. Um, I looked at, full transparency. I haven't actually sat down and read the screenplays. Obviously, I'm basing this on what I've seen, and you can fairly gauge fairly well what the screenplay will be like.
Yeah.
It's the basis of the film that you're watching. But I think the holdovers. I think it was such a nice mix of drama and comedy. Yeah, it was a nice like little throwback to oh gosh, like other kind of like coming of age, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, a little bit of Breakfast Club. So I think it will win. Hey, look, I could be completely wrong, but I think that one
Hi,
will
this is
come
what we're
out.
doing here. We're just guessing, right? It's
Yeah.
our Oscar gold tips. I was, you wouldn't believe it. I watched the holdovers and I was like, But then when I was surprised at how much I liked it. I really, really
Yeah,
liked the movie. I thought it was quite
yeah.
nice. Um, I think because Anatomy of a Fall won the Golden
Mm.
Globe for Best Screenplay, I'm
Yeah.
thinking maybe there's a chance that there'll be a repeat. There's a lot of love for this movie. I enjoyed that movie a lot. So I
Mm.
think it's between The Holdovers and The Anatomy of a Fall. So yeah, it could be one of those two that will
That
end up
makes
winning the
sense.
award.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Anatomy of a Fall, very dialogue driven. So yeah, fair point.
Yeah. And if you were an Oscar, if you were an Academy member, whom would you
Mhm.
cast your vote for? Who do you think should win the award?
I would personally go for May December. I thought that was just terrific. It was so different, so unusual, so much nuance. Yeah, it was incredible. It walked such a fine line, such a heavy material, such a heavy topic, but then bits of levity and humor, dark humor. I just thought it was incredible. So that would be my
Yeah.
pick.
I agree. I'm tossing between May, December, and Past Lives. I love both those screenplays, but having rewatched both the movies, May, December, by far, it's just
Right.
it's a crazy trip ride. I enjoyed it. So yeah,
Mhm.
if I
Yeah.
remember like you, we would be voting for May, December. So our vote
Mhm.
together is for May, December, but we
Brilliant.
think possibly The Holdovers could end up winning. We don't know. We'll have to see. All right. That's the original screenplay. Now let's go to the adapted screenplay. So the nominations are American Fiction, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, The Zone of Interest. So who do you think will win?
I think Barbie will win this one. I believe, oh gosh, we've had so many like adapted video games and board games. Like it's been so ridiculous what has been adapted that I think to take this iconic toy that's been around for decades and just the different things that it's represented to different generations and to turn it into
Yeah.
this interesting story. There was a plot, there was character, it was meta, it was tongue in cheek. I just think it pulled off this incredible story, and I think that will make it come out on top.
I agree. And I also think the fact that Greta Gerwig was snubbed for Best Director and she
Yeah,
is nominated for Best Screenplay, they would want to give her something, and this is the
yeah.
category for her. So I'm with you. I think Barbie will end up winning Adapted Screenplay Award
And I think
for
just the
sure.
publicity of it too. I think the Academy would love the publicity of it. A Barbie movie wins best adapted screenplay. That's headlines
Yeah,
everywhere.
exactly. Look how cool are we in the Academy. Yeah,
Yeah,
they'll probably be saying that. Who do you think should win?
I think Poor Things should win. I just thought that was an incredible film. It was so kooky, so bizarre. Um, yeah, I think that one. And it's my personal favorite, so I think that one will. I hope I would choose for that one. Yeah.
Cool. I would lead on American Fiction. I loved that movie. I loved the screenplay. It was so tender, intimate,
Mhm.
yet. And I watched that movie actually yesterday, 2 days ago, and
Mm.
there were so many moments in the movie that oh my God, this is literally how I feel. I felt like I'm the lead character. Some of the elements of the lead
All
character.
right.
There's this amazing line where Jeffrey Wright's character says, "I don't believe in race," and then his agent tells him, "You don't, but everybody else does." I was like, "That's
Uh,
basically me," you know. I'm like, I'm
that's
telling
a
you, I don't believe in
that's a
race, and
good
everyone's like,
line.
"Oh, maybe," but yeah, no. American Fiction is beautifully written, so I love. I hope it wins the best adapted screenplay, but yeah, I think Barbie would be a tough to beat in this
Right.
category.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So now let's move to. Shall we do best foreign language movie? I haven't seen
Yeah.
all of those movies, so okay.
I've
So
I've seen
I'd
one.
probably be leaning towards you on this one because I've only seen. Well, no, actually, I've seen few. Let's just look at the categories. The categories are uh, Io Capitino from Italy, Perfect Days from Japan, Society of the Snow from
Mhm.
Spain, The Teacher's Lounge, and The Zone of Interest. Uh, I will say Zone of Interest is winning this hands down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thoughts?
For sure. I look. That was the only one I've seen. I'm so bad this year. That was the only one I've seen.
The
I think
same,
the
same. That's what you want to say.
what was it? Sorry, the one about the snow. I think it's on Netflix at the moment, but I haven't got
Yeah, it's on
around
the
to it.
Netflix. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I haven't seen that. No.
I haven't watched it yet, but the Zone of Interest. I mean, that's one of my top tier movies at the moment anyway. I was just absolutely stunned. I thought it was an incredible achievement. So yeah, for me, I think it will win, and I hope that would be my personal choice as well.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that one was incredible, incredible.
This is the only category where I'm willing to bet $100 Zone of
Mm,
Interest is definitely winning this for sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. I should even say 1,000, but you never know. So there you go. All right, shall we do the acting categories or should we do director next? You pick.
Let's do. Oh, we'll go director. Let's go director.
Director? Okay.
Yeah.
So the nominees are Justin Theroux for Anatomy of a Fall, Marty Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon, Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer, Yorgos Lanthimos for Poor Things, and Jonathan Glazer for The Zone of Interest.
Okay.
So who do you think will win this?
I think, look, it's so tough because I kind of feel like the obvious choice would be Martin Scorsese. But, however, I think that Christopher Nolan will take this one out because, I mean, look, Oppenheimer is sort of taken the world by storm and sweeping up, all the awards, and it's got all the
Yeah.
critical acclaim. But I feel like because this is Christopher Nolan's first kind of, not his first legit kind of drama film, but it's less about the spectacle. He's all the Batmans and all the spectacle and all those big budget movies that he's done. I feel like this one is the first time that he's kind of. Oh no, sorry, I forget. Memento was probably going way, way, way back, but this is kind
Yeah,
of like his
like there was Memento,
prestige
Dunkirk. He
drama.
was nominated for Dunkirk. Inception was nominated
Yeah,
for Best Picture. Yeah, yeah,
that's true. That's true.
yeah.
I think it's there. I think they will look at this as this is his time kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
he's kind of proven himself. Yeah, Dunkirk and then all the blockbuster ones. I feel like this time they'll be like, oh yeah, he can make legit drama. Yeah.
And who do you think should win?
Oh, look, there are a couple of categories here where I'm going to cheat a little bit
Yeah.
because I feel like Jonathan Glazer should win
Yeah.
for The Zone of Interest. But because I also really loved Anatomy of a Fall. Oh my gosh, I've gone blank. The director of Anatomy of a Fall.
Justin Theroux.
Oh,
Justine
thank
Theroux.
you,
Yeah.
Justine.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe. I think they both. Look, they're both my favourites in this category. So I hope either Jonathan or Justine.
Awesome. I think Nolan will win this award, and I had to pick. Yes, Nolan should win this award. I think this is his best movie he's made, or at least second best movie, if not the best movie. I think I have lots of love for Dunkirk, Memento, and Prestige, and of course
Yeah.
all his Dark Knight movies. But he's achieved in this movie something which I think is very rare. It's something only Spielberg perhaps may have achieved in the past.
Yeah.
So this is this big screen spectacle with the best cast, with the best
Mm.
technical collaborators. It's phenomenal. So it's as you said, it's Nolan's time. So I'm thinking he will win and he should win. Well, in my opinion, anyway. There you go. All right, so let's do the acting categories. Should we pick which one do you want to do? An actress in a supporting role or actor in a supporting role?
We'll go actress in a supporting role.
Okay, so nominees are Emily Blunt, Oppenheimer, Daniel Brooks, The Color Purple, America Ferrera for Barbie, Jodie Foster for Nyad, and Divine J. Randolph for The Holdovers. I'm just going to come out and say Divine Joy Randolph is winning this. She's winning this award.
Yeah.
Definitely. Sorry, I preempted your answer.
No, that's fine. Look, you know what? Now that you say it, look, I chose Emily Blunt for who will win it. I kind of feel
Yeah.
like, Oppenheimer I feel like it's going to grab a whole bunch, and I feel like it'll be Emily Blunt that grabs it. I don't personally think, not that she doesn't deserve it, I just didn't think she was the best of kind of thing.
yeah.
I thought she was solid. I thought she was great. I just don't. I think I feel like she's probably done better stuff in other movies, to be honest.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's always good. Yeah.
Yeah. I think. Actually, I kind of feel like this this category for me was a little on the weak side. There wasn't really any that jumped out for me. I mean, I haven't seen Naiad, so I can't really speak on that one. But I thought Danielle Brooks should win. That would be my pick. A bit more of a showier role. I don't
Yeah.
know if she's done anything where she sang before, so I didn't know that she sang. So
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
was a surprise
Good.
for me. And I thought she was great. You know, she fill Oprah Winfrey's shoes? Like that's that was an iconic role that Oprah Winfrey did
Yeah.
in the original film of Color Purple. So yeah, that was my choice.
Okay. So you're saying Daniel Brooks should win, and you think Emily Blunt will win. Is that correct?
Correct. Correct.
Awesome. Cool. I think Divine Joy Randolph will win. Who should win? It's a tough one. I'm a big Emily Blunt fan, and I thought she was terrific. I think that one scene was enough to show that in the testification, the scene where she testifies, I think she was fantastic. I don't know, it's a hard one. I'll be happy with either Blunt or Randolph, either of them winning. So yeah, that's not an answer, but you know what? I'm just going to say Emily Blunt should win this award, but I think Divine Joy Randolph will win. So we'll have to see on 11th March what happens.
I feel like Divine
All right.
she's collected more awards so far, hasn't she?
She
I don't
has.
know.
That's why I'm saying, because she won the Golden Globe, the Critics' Choice, the SAG Award, BAFTA. So it's same like Nolan. So I think those two are kind of locked. But you never know. One of the things about the Oscars is the surprise, right? Like, I mean, I remember when Mark Rylance won for the Bridge of Spies, and I was like, wow, how did this happen? Because I was waiting for
Yeah.
Sly Stallone to go for Creed, and then,
Yeah.
anyway, that's what happened. So you never know. Best Actor in a Supporting Role. The nominees are Sterling K. Brown for American Fiction, Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon, Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, Ryan Gosling for Barbie, Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things. Who do you think will win?
Oh, look, I think Robert Downey Jr. I think he'll grab it this year.
100.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like kind of again, he was, I mean, he's always done, dramatic roles and stuff, but after doing
Yep.
Iron Man and being stuck in the Avengers Marvel universe for so long, and now he's finally been able to do this dramatic role in this dramatic film, I kind of feel like they'll give it to him for this. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's going to win for sure. Definitely. Who do you think should win?
Oh, Mark Ruffalo. I just loved Mark Ruffalo in Poor Things. I mean, look, I'm a bit biased. I'm such a fan anyway, but what he did in
Yeah.
that film was just so incredible. I mean, I didn't have any expectations, but what he came out with was incredible. He was just the comic timing and yeah, just his building frustration. I loved it. So it was such a delicious performance for me. I hope he gets it. Yeah.
And one of the most amazing things about his performance was that he's not such a good guy, but you almost empathize with him, and
Yeah.
you're like,
Oh,
wait, he's not the good guy here, and yet you're feeling like, oh my God, he's likable. You feel sorry for him. Um, who I think should win would be Ryan Gosling for Barbie. I think what he does with this role, he could have made it a caricature, he could have made it laughable, like it could go wrong like 100 different ways. It could just be like a disaster, but he's so good at it. Like, I mean, he's
he is.
just fantastic. And I'm a Gosling fan, and I think he's brilliant. But I agree with you. I think Robert Downey Jr. is going to win for Oppenheimer. Not the best of his career's performance, not the best performance in the category, but that's just the way these things roll. So
That's
there you
it.
go.
Sometimes what are they? They're like career, like a
Career
career
achieve. Oh yeah,
award. Yeah. It's like
I
you've
know.
done so much and we haven't given you one, but you did a pretty good job here, so yeah, you can finally have one.
Let's take it. Yeah, be happy. We'll all be happy. Yeah, sucks but true.
Yeah.
All right, so actor in a leading role, we've got Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Coleman Domingo for Rustin, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, and Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction. I love them all. I think they all give terrific performances.
Yeah.
So this is a really tough category. So Who do you think will win?
I think Cillian Murphy will get this one. Gosh, I didn't even actually realize until I've said this all out loud how Oppenheimer leaning I am. But I think he will. I think he will get this one. I mean, like he's such a great performance, and he's kind of been like he's always been such a great actor, but also a little bit low key kind of thing, and not always been in the
Yeah,
public eye. So I think he'll get the award for this one. He's kind of come out of nowhere a little bit with this big bold
yeah,
performance. Um,
yeah.
yeah, and look, and to be honest, I think he will win, but also who I would choose, who I think I should win, is him. I agree with
Yep.
that. Look, also, like I said before, I'm going to cheat a little bit here. I think Paul Giamatti as well. I thought he was just fantastic in
So
the
good.
holdover.
It's great.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'd
I
be
think
happy
it's
with either. I said I'd be happy with either one.
either one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think Paul Giamatti, what he does in the whole, I mean, that scene, I was, I just laughed so loud at the scene where he comes back and he tells one of the students, it looks like you've gone flying against the sun or something like that. And that was just hilarious. It was just fantastic in that.
Lovely.
I think Cillian Murphy will win. I think he should win. And
Mhm.
I know Bradley Cooper really, 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 really wants to win. And he's given interviews, he's cried, he's hugged
Mhm.
babies. Like he wants
Mhm.
this more than Trump wants to be president. Like he really wants it. But,
He's
he
going
was
for it.
good, but I don't think he was. Yeah, like my guy is just everywhere telling everyone how badly he wants this, but not telling it, but implying it subtly or not so subtly. So yeah, I'm with you. I'll be happy with Paul Giamatti or Cillian Murphy. I think Cillian was slightly better than Giamatti. I think, but I thought Jeffrey Wright was terrific in American Fiction. Like he's such a good actor, and I hope. And I'm so happy for his nomination, but I hope he gets, an award soon, one day, for something good.
I'm looking forward to
Um,
that. I haven't seen it yet, and I think they kind of just like slipped it onto Amazon. I don't think we got any release
yeah,
here. It's such a shame.
it's such a shame. I actually watched it on Amazon Prime, and I loved the movie. It was the best time I had in a long time. So I
Awesome.
cannot recommend that movie enough. It was so good. Uh,
Excellent.
all right, actress in a leading role: Annette Bening for Nayat,
Mhm.
Lily Gladstone, Killers of the Flower Moon, Sandra Hüller, Anatomy of a Fall, Carrie Mulligan for Maestro, and Emma Stone for Poor Things.
Mhm.
Who do you think will win?
Alrighty, I think it's going to be close between Lily Gladstone and Emma Stone.
Agree.
I
Yeah.
know Lily seems to be coming out ahead, but I think that category it's neck and neck between those two. Ultimately, I think Lily will get it though, but I think it'll be very close.
I agree. I think this is probably anyone. Either of them could win. Like between the two
Mm,
of them.
mm,
And Emma Stone is so good in this movie. She is
right.
phenomenal. She's fucking awesome. But
Yeah.
I think Lily Gladstone will win, and I think
Mhm.
she should win because it's a terrific performance. Like
Mm,
just watching, and she does so much with such less dialogue in the movie that and less screen time. Uh,
yeah.
it rips you. At least for me, her performance stayed with me for days after I watched the movie, and it just ripped my heart off. It was such a devastatingly brilliant performance, and she's stunning in that movie. So yeah, I'm with you. I think it's close call. So I'll be happy either one, but I'll be more happy if Lily wins. I think she gives a terrific performance. So there you go.
Yeah. Nice. I think
Nah. Yeah.
look, those are the ones that I think she will win. I personally want my personal vote would be for Sandra Hüller for
Oh
Anatomy
yeah,
of a
she's pretty good
Fall,
too. Yeah.
but also because of, I mean, she's not nominated for it, but the Zone of Interest as well. I think it's just been such a huge year for her, like two
Yeah, for you.
films out
Yeah.
at the same time, where she's just
Yeah.
so phenomenal. And I don't know if I'd ever seen her in anything before. I might have and not known who she was, but these two performances are so incredible that she's just recently done. So I
Yeah.
think I think, look, I know they wouldn't take it into account, but I think she deserves it for both. She's got two amazing performances out at the moment.
She is phenomenal in Anatomy of a Fall, her
Mm,
facial expressions,
mm,
and that,
mm,
I mean, it was like you still don't know till the end whether she's guilty or
Yeah,
not. Like it's
yeah,
just such a brilliant performance. The way she's, you doubt her, you suspect her, you want to defend for her, and
yeah.
it's she makes you go through the ringer on that one. So I agree. I think she was really really good in Zone of Interest as well. I thought she was
Mm.
phenomenal at that movie. So, but yeah, I
And
think it's no,
I was
sorry,
just
go
going to
ahead.
say,
Yeah.
I feel like she seems very natural in her performances. Yeah, she just seems like she's just existing on the screen. She's just kind of being herself. I know she's acting, but she just seems so natural. And yeah, I was just mesmerized by her. Yeah,
Yeah, no, she's brilliant. I agree with you 100%. I think she's just, you're right. I mean, that's the best way to describe her. She
Mm.
exists. And in
Yeah,
both these movies, it's like you can see these characters are there. There's no artifice.
Mm.
She's just
Yeah,
there on screen. So,
yeah,
yeah, no,
yeah.
great. Awesome. Now to the final category, Best Picture. Let me just pull up all the nominations so that. Sorry, give me 1 second. I
No
just want to make
worries,
sure
because
I
I think there's
don't
like
miss
10
any.
of them.
Yeah. So there's American Fiction,
Hmm.
Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. Can I just say that I'm so happy to see Past Lives nominated for Best
Yeah.
Picture? Like it deserved more love than it got, perhaps, but I was so 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 happy to see it here.
Yeah.
All right, so over to you, Julian. Who do you think will win, and who do you think should win?
Alrighty, you know what? I've talked about Oppenheimer this whole time, but you know what? I actually think Killers of the Flower Moon is going to win.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be one of those situations where it's kind of like, Oppenheimer will get a lot of categories, but then ultimately, like the best picture will be Killers of the Flower Moon. I think because it's so, I mean, it covers such a touchy topic and such a sensitive topic that I kind of think they'll pat themselves on the back for it a little bit. Like,
Yeah,
look at the,
and the vote could
we're
split as well, right? Yeah, yeah,
yeah, that's true. They kind of like to pat themselves on the back for, making films about their own history and um,
being
all the
inclusive.
injustices. Yeah, yeah, all of that stuff. I mean, and look, they are stories that absolutely need to be told, and we need to talk about this stuff. But the Academy does tend to kind of sway that way when there's a movie about American history and stuff like that. So I think that's the one that will come out for Best Picture. Look, there are so many nominations, and I have so many favorites in this category as well. So, which ones I think should win personally? Look, I really cheated here. I've put down four because I
Oh,
would have.
Julian, that's
There,
that's
there are
that's
four.
big cheating. You come with
I know, I
four.
know. Okay, look, so I'll let you know. I reckon
Okay.
I love Poor Things, The Zone of Interest, Past Lives, and Anatomy of a Fall.
Yeah.
I think, look, to choose out of my four favorites, I think probably Poor Things should win. I think it's kind of the most adventurous or the most like out of the box. It's completely different. It's like really nothing we've ever seen, and it tells such an interesting story in such an interesting way. So I think ultimately, yeah, Poor Things. I hope personally.
Awesome. Um, Interesting. Okay, Killers of the Flower Moon and Poor Things. All right. I think Oppenheimer will win. I'm still going to stick with
Mhm.
that just because
Yeah, fair.
it's won all the awards. The trends are going towards it. I would be
Mhm.
unless, as we discussed, if this vote splits, possibly
Mhm.
some other movie can sweep in. Um, but yeah, I still think Oppenheimer will win. Who should win? I think Oppenheimer should win. I love Anatomy of a Fall. I love Past Lives.
Mm.
I have a lot of love for American Fiction and The Holdovers as well. But um, again, Oppenheimer is will be one of those rare big box office blockbusters that has appealed
Mhm.
to critics, to moviegoers, and it's genuinely a good movie. So for me, I think, and also I think, given where we are in the world, it's like you're always wondering, can we afford to not take all of these things seriously? So, to your point on patting
Yeah,
themselves on the back, the movie kind of gives that message, is that we have to
that's
be
true.
aware, and
Mhm.
we may do stuff, but we need to control the wrong. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, so
Very
I think
timely.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
You're very timely, correct? Yeah, so I think
Mhm.
Oppenheimer will win, and yeah, should win. I think so.
Excellent.
Huh. Good. Well, that completes all of our big above the line categories. Before we wrap up, Julian, I wanted to ask you, is there an Oscar win that you were the most shocked with, and in a good way, or
Mhm.
you were the most happiest when this person or whomever, in whichever category, whichever person won the Oscar? Like, which is your
Oh,
favorite Oscar
sure.
win so far?
Look, I mean, I was a little bit young at the time, but The Silence of the Lambs is one of my all-time favorite films.
Oh,
And so the fact that
amazing.
that took all top five categories, like that's incredible. I wish I was old enough at the time to be aware of what was happening and the mark that it was leaving in the industry and culture. But I mean, I actually just watched it again a couple of weeks ago. Oh gosh, it's so phenomenal. It's incredible. Look, I think we were all shocked when Moonlight was announced, but only because of that whole debacle about the wrong envelope and reading out the
Yeah,
wrong name, La La Land.
yeah,
But even when it ultimately did win and was the rightful winner, even that was surprising. That was so incredible. A movie about gay black men. Like, what the heck? Like,
yeah,
we've not seen anything like that. Would barely even have acknowledged those kinds of films before with the Academy.
yeah,
So that was huge. You know,
yeah,
they Hollywood loved their musicals, and Chicago had been huge and all that kind of stuff. And when they read out La La Land, it kind of made sense. Like, yeah, they loved their
yeah,
musicals,
yeah.
but yeah, for Moonlight to actually get it was huge. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that was a good win. Was a fantastic
Mm,
win. Moonlight was just brilliant, and
mm.
yeah, and yeah, that was the most. I think everybody was watching the telecast that day was shocked that, oh, long envelope. So
Yeah,
that that could also
insane.
happen.
Yeah, incredible moment.
I mean, I don't know about the most best win or the shocked win, but I think my favorite Oscar win was, and purely for sentimental reasons, was when Martin Scorsese won Best Director for The Departed. I mean, I was literally clapping in my lounge, as if I knew Marty, and like as if he's my, I know him, and like, oh my God, I'm going to go to his house for a party now that he's won Best Director. But I was that excited for when Scorsese won, and
Mm.
I think when Parasite won Best Screenplay, it
Oh
was
yeah,
unexpected because,
yeah.
yeah, that year when Parasite was sweeping the awards and those amazing speeches that everyone was making. Yeah, I
Mm.
think those were the many favorite moments. But yeah, if I had to pick, I would say probably these ones. And of course, like they should just call Olivia Colman to give award speeches. Like, I mean, her
Yeah,
award-winning speech when she won for The Favorite is like
oh,
is one for the time capsule. Like, she was
so
fantastic.
good.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
just
that's
great.
great. Okay, so that's the wrap. Thank you, Julian. I really
Mhm.
appreciate you coming on the pod. This has always
No
been a
worries.
lot of fun to have you on the pod and
Yeah,
talk to you and learn from you about cinema and also share some thoughts with you. So it's fantastic. And
mm,
yeah, and maybe we can do one after the Oscars, and then we can share our thoughts on like what the hell, or yay, this
yeah.
this one, and we are happy about it. We could do that too.
Excellent. Yeah, good idea. And then we can talk about who was right and who was wrong between us. Who got the most guesses correct.
Who got the most sweeps? Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yes, we should definitely do that. So you're coming back again. Sorry, I've trapped you into this committing on this one, but
Oh, good.
I appreciate you doing that. And come down to Melbourne, yeah, and we can do one in the studio. So yeah, anytime you're in Melbourne, let us know, and we'll try something up.
Will do.
Awesome.
Excellent. Great. Thanks, Vic.
Thanks, Julian. Have a good one. Cheers.
You too. See
Bye.
ya.